Hey guys, this is Rishandra. So today we'll continue with the prompt engineering. So today the first topic will be about advanced prompt engineering techniques, and the first one in that is prompt templates. So prompt templates are reusable structures. So for example, you put you gave ChatGPT or you gave AI a role saying that you are, and you gave a specific role. And then you gave the task, you gave the requirements, and you gave the output format. So, so instead of writing all of those in one sentence, so you write in it in like four sentences. Like for the first sentence, you give the role. For second sentence, you give the task, and for the third sentence, you give the requirements, and for the fourth sentence, you give the output format. So what happens is, so it saves time and it creates consistency, and it's useful in applications. So you can write it like a role, task, requirements, and output format. So if you write those four in a line, so it saves time, and it creates a consistency, and it's also useful in various applications. Next is prompt chaining. So prompt chaining means prompt chaining breaks complex tasks into smaller steps. So instead of writing, you create a complete machine learning project. You can break it into um, steps. So for the first step, you can write explain the dataset. For second step, you can write perform data cleaning. For the third step, you can write uh, give train models. And for the fourth step, you can give evaluate performance. So instead of just writing like one sentence, you can break the complex task uh, into smaller steps. So the benefits of these are like it has like better accuracy and easier debugging, and it has more control over it. Next is iterative prompting. So iterative prompting means improving prompts through multiple attempts. So, for example, the first prompt will be if you give the first prompt as explain AI, so the output is too broad. So you can instead give the prompt explain AI concepts for a beginner computer science student with example. So you can see the difference between the prompts. So the better the prompt, the more precise the output will be. Next is negative prompting. So negative prompting tells the model what to avoid. So for example, if you write a prompt create a professional image, and you can tell the AI to avoid unrealistic colors and extra objects. So here you are telling the AI to create a professional image, but you're also telling the AI you are giving a negative prompting by telling the AI to avoid unrealistic colors and extra objects. So negative prompting is common in image generation, content writing, and code generation. Next is prompt engineering for different tasks. So there are different types of prompts that are used for like different tasks. First is coding prompts. So coding prompts include programming language, framework, requirements, expected output, and error messages. So, for example, you can give the prompt like create a fast API application using MySQL and include CRUD operations, authentication, and explain the code. So, it's almost like these are for the coding prompts. Next is data analysis prompts. So data analysis prompts include dataset description, analysis goal, required libraries, and visualization requirements. So an example for data analysis prompt include analyze customer sales data during Python pandas. Uh, Analyze customer sales data using Python pandas, perform EDA, and create charts. So that's an example for data analysis prompt. Next is writing prompts. So writing prompts include audience, tone, language, and purpose. So an example for a writing prompt include like write a professional LinkedIn post about completing an AI project. So this is an example for writing prompt. Next, the last one is a learning prompt. So, learning prompt, I get like the perfect example for a learning prompt include like you can tell the AI to teach you a topic from beginner to advanced level with examples, practical applications, and exercises. So these are called like learning prompts. Next is prompt parameters. So prompt parameters control how the AI generates the response, and there are different parameters. So the first parameter is temperature. So temperature controls the randomness of the response. So like low temperature is like more predictable and more factual, whereas high temperature is more creative and more diverse. So for example, lower temperature includes like technical documentations and all, and high temperature includes like creative story writing. Next is maximum tokens. The maximum tokens controls the maximum length of the response. So higher token limit like gives longer answers, and a lower token limit gives shorter answers. Next one is a top K sampling. The top K sampling controls how many possible next words the model considers. So, for example, if you give top K is equal to 5, so the model chooses from the five most likely words. Next parameter is top P sampling. So top P sampling controls the probability range for of words, of possible words. So for example, lower top P is like more has like more focused answers, whereas higher top P is like more creative answers. Next is prompt engineering mistakes. So there are some mistakes that people make when giving prompts. And the first one is like first mistake is being too general. So um, for example, being too general means, for example, if you give a prompt like explain programming, so that's like being too general. So it doesn't know what program to explain. So the better sentence would be like explain Python object-oriented programming with examples. So here the difference is like the second statement has like a specific programming language that it wants to that you want it to explain instead of just writing programming. So next mistake is missing context. So for example, if you give a statement like create a project, like it doesn't know what project, the AI doesn't know what project to create because you just gave it like explain, create a project and nothing else. So it's like uh, and nothing else. So it doesn't know what to create and it just creates all the gives a list of projects. But if you can make it better by giving it a better prompt, like create a beginner Python project using Streamlit and MySQL. So here you specified what project you wanted to create. So it will give you a if you it will give you a project of those specific parameters. Next is asking multiple confusing tasks. So, for example, if you give a prompt like explain AI, create code, summarize papers, and build a project. So it's confusing for the AI to uh, like what to do first. So it doesn't know like so it doesn't know whether it should like explain AI first or build a project first or create a code first or summarize papers first. So it doesn't know what to do if you like give all of them in one sentence. So instead separate all of separate all of those into like four different statements. So for example, instead of giving like all the things in one statement, you can do like explain AI in one statement and create a code in one statement, build a project in one statement, and summarize papers in one statement. So instead of just giving all of those in one statement, you can do like different statements. And the last mistake is no output format. So here, the example would be like if you give a prompt like explain databases. So yes, it would explain databases, but it doesn't. It gives all the information about the databases. But if you specify some what output you want, like if you, instead of just like asking explain databases, you can improve it by saying explain databases using headings, examples, and comparison tables. So here you can see the difference. So instead of just like saying explain databases, you can you can get whatever topics you want by specifying what the by specifying to it to the prompt. Next is prompt engineering in AI applications. So prompt engineering is used in chatbots for like customer support assistants, and educational tutors. It is used in AI coding assistants for code generation and debugging and documentation. It is used as AI agents. So, so that AI agents can use prompts to plan tasks, use tools, and complete the workflows. Next is the retrieval augmented generation. So, prompt engineering helps combine user questions, retrieve documents, and AI generation. So, for example, a company chatbot answering questions from internal documents. So here, if you give the user a question, so the chatbot it retrieves the documents from the internal from the storage from the servers that from its servers and its knowledge documents, and it gives the generation AI. Next is prompt engineering workflow. So here a good approach to creating a good prompt is step one, defining the goal. Means understanding what you want to what you want the AI to achieve. Second step is adding context. So here you have to provide the background information. Step three is give clear instructions. So here you have to ex explain exactly what needs to be done. And step four is define output format. So you have to specify what kind of output you want. So you want it in tables? Do you want it as a code? Do you want it as a bullet points, or do you want it as reports? And the last and final step is test and improve. Here you have to analyze the response and refine the prompt. And the last topic for today is future of prompt engineering. So here, prompt engineering is becoming an important skill in AI development because AI models are becoming more powerful and businesses are integrating AI into workflows, and AI agents require better instructions, and also human AI communication is becoming essential. However, prompt engineering is also evolving into broader skills like AI workflow design, agent development, retrieval augmented generation, AI application development, and model evaluation. So, in summary, prompt engineering is like a bridge between humans and AI models. So it is the process of creating effective instructions so that AI systems can understand tasks, generate accurate responses, and solve complex problems. So, yep, and that is the end of prompt engineering. And um, yep, that's it for today. And I'll see you again tomorrow. So, yep, bye.